Hello and welcome everybody to unless you're in one of our paid programs, this is our last webinar before the kickoff of the new year and the new season in 2013, and hopefully an exciting new year for all of us. Just want to do a quick shout out. I see a lot of familiar names. We had a workshop that we were part of that had about 80 students in Chicago last week, and a lot of proud graduates, and it looks like continuing ed because they're coming into this workshop as well, and we're hoping that they pick up some even more nuggets based on the 8 hours that they spent with us in learning and learning new techniques and ways to network. Also want to welcome, well actually, and we had about 260 people at the summit last week on Thursday, and then several hundred people through a couple other events last week. And I just want to welcome everybody. It's been an amazing year for us and hopefully an amazing year for all of you. I want to welcome those of you that might be new to Forward Progress in these classes and webinars that we put out there, as well as the people that have been back many, many times before. And even if you haven't done business in our various programs, you know, maybe you've referred somebody to us, or you've liked something or commented or reposted, and I can't tell you how happy we are that you do that, you know. And so, you know, if there's any way we can return the favor for you, if you're launching something new, and like I said, even if you can't, you know, afford to help us have you, you know, help you in that process, we want to make sure that you know, you just let us know that you're launching, and then we'll try to like and comment as much as we can. So again, my name is Dean DeLisle. I'm founder and CEO of Forward Progress. We're celebrating our 10th year. We've proudly trained and coached over 60,000 people in social network skills. And again, if you weren't on a few minutes ago and you want to ask questions or make comments in the questions area of the GoToWebinar taskbar, you may communicate with us that way, and then we'll take questions during, and then we're going to hang around afterwards and give you some extra bonus session of coaching at the end, because we want everyone to be prepared for 2013 and just rock their world in 2013 and just take things to the next level. So real quick, I had mentioned how I just came from talking with two senior classes at high schools, and so we do a lot of that in community and as part of our customer service. But I just want to reach out to all of you that may be parents or aunts and uncles or grandparents, or you know, just have kids in the family that if they're on the internet and they're you know, connected in any way, there's great things that they can do for their future and their reputation and their career and their skills and their schooling. But there's also things, you know, for us being good, responsible social network citizens and them being good social network citizens. We really want to make sure that we reach out to them. We know what they're doing. We're educating along with them. We're connecting with them, and we're just really helping them be good social citizens, where if they see friends that are being bullied or in trouble, or they see things that don't seem right, that they're in enough relationship and connection with you as their advocate or their parent or their grandparent to really take things to that next level. So I just want to make sure that we're aware of the youth of today and really just helping them be good social network citizens. And I go to these schools all the time, and again, high schools and universities, as well as now we're going into the middle schools and somewhat the grade schools, because people are going online at a much younger age. So again, if you have youth in your life at any level, please, you know, be connected to them and watch out for them and just make sure they're doing the right things out there for their future and their safety. And then these skills that we teach here are the same ones like what we just taught at UIC. We just finished an 8-week course, graduate course, on LinkedIn in terms of your business and your career destination. So we're going to share some of those things today because it has a lot to do with new business development and Sales 2.0. And the cool thing is everybody that graduated, and I see some of my students on today, everybody that graduated furthered their career. We had senior executives that are going for CEO positions. We had new students that are going for, going for just to get their first corporate job, and many of them achieve that corporate job while they were in the course. So I really want you to take good notes today. I want you to use this to connect, to build deeper relationships with your network, to convert new business, to build community and connections and rapport and relationship out there. And that's a lot of what we're going to show you today. And again, we're going to hang around afterwards. So if you have specific questions about your business and how you want to maximize it, or things you're thinking about on the internet, I'm going to try to hang around as long as I can after the top of the hour and bring you some of those things. So, all right, so a lot of you have profiles. I was trying to look and scan as many profiles as I could. And again, I want to shout out, and there's so many of our friends out here that I can't even mention all your names, so it's great to see you before we embark on the new year here. So, so as you know, as we look at our profiles, and we always want to be clear, and some of you are running on the old profile format and some of you are running on the new profile format, so it's a little confusing where you'll look at your friend and you're both on a free account, you have different profile formats. But first and foremost, what we want to do is activate your account just like you activate your website. So when we think about Sales 2.0, we want to make sure that the content on your website is active. And the cool thing is, not only can you keep it alive and active and connected by attaching your websites and your different other profiles and backlinking your websites and connecting your Facebook pages and things like that, but there's other ways you can keep it active or keep an active profile, and I'm going to show you some of those tricks and techniques today. And then keep your information fresh. Like I was saying, I just came out of one of the high schools, and I'm like, we're building skills all the time. We're learning new products. We're learning new things. We're getting smarter. We're being better professionals. And with today's information, we have new things that we're publishing, and there's so many new connections and modules that you can use in LinkedIn to talk about those. I'm going to try to address as many of those as I can today, but we can put those things out there now, and people can find us because of that, and we can toot our own horn online and not look boastful or promoty about it, but actually attract people to us because of those skills. So your profile really needs to be at that level. Now, some of us, because this is a sales-based workshop, are in a sales role. Whether I see sales trainers out here, I see business owners that are salespeople, but we're really all in sales, right? So no matter what position we hold within the organization, we're still selling. We might be selling ourselves to a new career level. We might be in sales regarding the business or regarding our products or whatever that means. So real quick, I just want to know, because I know some of my champions out there are doing really good in sales, and I just want to gauge. So I'm going to put a poll up on the screen. And are you closing enough sales from your social networking efforts, right? So look at your screen. There should be a poll on there, and just quickly help me out. And again, I just want to look at that. You guys are just all over this. We have, they just told me we have like 11 or 12 different countries on. So this is like a global webinar, and I've already got 70% of the vote in 20 seconds. You guys are on the ball and ready. We're all going to do so well in 2013. This is so cool. Okay, so with this in, I'm just gonna let you know where you stand. Okay, so look at the results on the screen, right? So we have 53%. Some need more, and 47% none. So let's talk about some of the things we can do to generate or convert that business. Okay, so let's go into that. So now we're talking about our profile. Now, all of you know that by now, if you've taken classes with us, which many of you have, or you've been through this, we know how important the 100% profile is, or to be complete. And really the new game for LinkedIn, and this matters for a couple of different reasons. So as we're scanning all the searches, it's a known fact that people are looking for experts through their social networks because they want the referral. So Kent, you and I had this talk when we were in the boot camp, but ideally people in your network can't think all the time to make or bring you the referral. So we see that a lot of the best referrals come in because people are actually have a 100% complete profile and have their profile up to date. Well, what LinkedIn does is it has a search algorithm, and the job for LinkedIn is to serve up the people that are at 100% or at the top of their game, or the best people in the network, or the most relevant, to actually serve that up in the search. Just like Google is when you're looking for a product or you're looking for a resource, that's what LinkedIn's search job is. And so they're going to rank you and grade you as part of this 100% completeness. And it's also a reflection. So let's say Rick Gosser, he's got some of the greatest sales things. Like if you have a trade show or anything for that, you want to go to Gosser Corp Sales, right? So you go to that, and if somebody in my network is like doing a show, so my friend Mike O'Neill is doing a show somewhere on the West Coast, and next thing you know, he's like, Dean, I need some shirts, and I need some hats, and I need some pens for this show or this training that we're doing. And so all of a sudden, he doesn't have time. We don't have time to connect. He just starts searching in LinkedIn. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, Rick's connected to Dean. That must be a good source. So the first thing they're going to do, Rick, is they're going to go look at your LinkedIn profile and just see how relevant and just how good you are. And then they're going to find your website, and hopefully that looks good. But all these are steps to the referral, steps to the inbound sale. And we all have that capability to have those inbound referrals as long as we're doing this. So think about what that means. I don't care if you're B2B, B2C, B2E, B to everyone. We want you to actually experience and have that, okay? So think about how important that is. So make sure you're at 100%. In fact, I just want to check. I know it looks like a lot of you are looking at your LinkedIn screens right now. So I just want to launch another poll and just get a sense for how many have 100% complete profiles. And it's just a quick yes or no, and we're not going to publish this anywhere. This is just so that we can see. And you guys are doing so much better. So again, this is like broadcasting around the world. 11, yeah, they said 11 countries. I thought it was 12. We have 75% of the vote in already, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it off at 23 seconds here. Thank you for everybody that voted. And so just see where you're at. So now this used to be 70-30 the other way. So many of you are doing an amazing job. So we have 67%, 33% no. Now, some of it is because you're new to LinkedIn or whatever, because they put this new component on there that you need at least 50 connections. Well, with 50 connections, that could be tough, that could be easy, but you could just load that from your Gmail or some of your initial connections and get up to that point. But it's the simple things that you need to do, like your profile photo, your skills. You just need 3 skills, right? Get on the game here and put your skills in. Some education, and things like that. Even if you didn't finish school, put it in there. 2 past positions. Even if you've owned the same company or been part of the same company, you need to list 2 past positions if they were internships or whatever they were. So make sure that you're totally complete, okay? And so LinkedIn is changing the game up. So they changed it from this old version to this new version, and I sense that they're going to do another round of changes on this. So we'll keep you tuned in as they change this. So very cool stuff. Okay, so think about how important that is. Now let's get into some of the new things. Now, the interesting thing is they have these skills, and they allow you to have 50 skills. So all of a sudden, here you have, we've been in business for a while and we have 50 skills. Well, what's happening is people are endorsing those skills, right? Let's see if I have my other screen up here. Do I? No, I'll get back to that. Okay, so just basically on the skills here, I want to mention one thing. So a lot of you it's popping up that you can endorse, Mike O'Neill for social media. I can, of course, Sam Sansame for I can endorse him for telecommunications. So I can endorse, different people, Jim Zawiski for sales coaching, right? So I can endorse you for those things. However, if all of a sudden it says, Jim Sawiski for engineering, or it says it for something that I don't know that is a skill of yours, you want to be authentic and genuine and not endorse people for skills that you are not sure, because LinkedIn is popping up these skills based on either selected skills or their profile. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught up just endorsing things to endorse things, okay? We want to know that you're actually saying that this person knows what they're doing in this very specific section. Now, the cool thing is, from a sales tactic, this is a very good tactic to be connected and to be with somebody and to really acknowledge their skill. right? And for them to acknowledge your skill because they might reciprocate. So it puts you in sort of this underlying dialogue between one another that you're sort of giving each other a compliment without speaking. So while we see that it's a very good connector, we also want to be genuine and authentic when we do that. And each other's network actually sees that endorsement of the skill. But again, I want to emphasize, please, please, please endorse. Endorse, but be authentic. Yes, Mike says the big blue box. So think about, what that looks like, okay? And please, just be authentic. Now, the other thing is for us in sales is we want to be contacted. So in this new profile or edit contact section, again, whether you have just the previous version or the brand new version that's out in the profiles, you can now list not just your websites. Obviously, you could always put multiple Twitter accounts in there. But now, you at the top of your profile, you can list your phone number and your email and your address so that people can actually find you, right? So be as complete. Now, LinkedIn isn't counting this as 100%, but we count it as 100% being in the sales game and being able to be contacted, right? I know some people put it up in their name and things like that. I don't really like the phone number that displayed up at the top. I know some people subscribe to that, but this is this is one of those things where we want you to, just be out there but look really, really good all at the same time. And please, I know many of you have been through this, but if you haven't, at the lower left here, you can see where you can claim your LinkedIn URL. And so if you have a real common name or if you have a name that somebody else might have, they might have already claimed it, you can use middle initials, you can use middle names, things like that. So, but this should be your personal name because this is your personal profile, okay? And we want you to get found. Now, the other thing is we always like you to export your profile to a PDF. So before you make any changes, because I know some of you are going to be compelled to make changes, we suggest that you do that in Word and that you also export this to a PDF so that you can save your previous version, okay? So it gives you that capability. So really cool stuff. Now, the other thing you can do, some of you I notice have multiple positions, but they seem like they're out of order. So you can click and drag your positions. So you can highlight right at the top and you can drag to rearrange your current positions and put them in different order on your experience level. So take a look at that and look at your profile. You have so much more capability to reformat your profile. So as a salesperson, you want people, if you're putting proposals out there, you have your name on there, you want to be able to go back to that level and take it to that next point. So Sam's asking, how do I add my contact number to my profile? So Sam, if you go to edit contact info, it should be able to allow you to edit and put your phone number on there. If not, hang around at the end and I'll do some live walkthroughs on some of these things. So again, you can add that. Now you can also add applications, right? So applications are things like slideshare.net. And there's different things that you can add to show off different areas. So like I have volunteer experience and causes. So I can add my causes out here of what I care about, which gives me a social connection to other people that care about the same things. I can put organizations I support. I can put board positions and things that I help with or give my time to. I can now put that into LinkedIn. And if you look under applications in the sections, you can actually start adding those things into your profile. You can also have publications, things that you've published, or projects that you're on. A lot of my real estate people and people that do big projects or big client projects that you want to toot your horn about, you can actually connect yourself to that next big corporate project and do that in LinkedIn. So these are a lot of new sections and items that you can have where you can show off your profile. Now, I mentioned slideshare.net. slideshare.net. Write that down. So that is a free social network site where we will actually send you a link to so that you can actually show off your sales brochures. You can do your PowerPoint presentations if there's sales-based PowerPoint presentations. You can show that off and actually have that visually display in your profile. Right? Those of you that are blogging on the sales side can actually have your WordPress blogs directly feed into your profile. And we covered a couple sessions ago that you can actually use SlideShare as an example to put video into your profile. Now, we all know that you can put video into the business profile, but into your personal profile, you can also have a level of video display. Now, the skills and expertise, and this is just a quick snapshot of the new version, sort of the new font and the new layout and things like that, as you get your network to acknowledge you. Right? Again, remember I said it's a way to socially connect to people and endorse people. The cool thing is you get your network to acknowledge you, and it shows you how your network views you. How do they see you? Now, we're still going to have those disingenuous ones, which means that people just clicked on it because it popped up and they clicked on it. But for the most part, your ranking should fall in order based on how well you work with your network, or you serve your customers, or you communicate with your customers. So they're going to select just the ones that they do, and hopefully they're making genuine selections. Okay, so again, we want to make sure that you see that. Now, you're going to prevent people giving you bogus, fictitious, or inappropriate skills as long as you can put in your own 50 skills and hold that line. So think about how important that is, or what that looks like. And again, in these sections, you can have certifications, courses. Some of you are academic, honors and awards. I just wrote that course for the graduate school in LinkedIn. So that is going into my courses. Honors and awards, languages, organizations, projects, patents, test scores. I don't think I could ever publish my test scores because they're not that great. But I know some of you can publish your test scores and go to that level. So make sure that you see that out there, and do as many of these that you can that can show off and put your profile in good light. Okay, so enhance your public, your professional profile, and show the world that you're the expert. Now, here's what's funny. I'll look at a lot of your proposals, and it has this information on the proposal, but yet you don't display it in LinkedIn. You don't put it in LinkedIn. So again, you're the expert. This profile thing isn't a one and done. You want to keep it updated constantly as you develop new skills and expertise. So update your profile every 30 days. Put it in your calendar as a reoccurring thing. Check my profile. Have I learned anything new? Have I published anything? Have I gotten any more certifications? Have I been on great projects that I want to tell people about? Put that in there, and your network will see it as you make that update. Okay? Very important. Okay, some posting, some things that you can do with posting. Now, what I like is LinkedIn Today. So a lot of you have written us and saying, well, how does LinkedIn Today apply, and how can I configure it, right? So we have LinkedIn Today, and again, no matter what version you're on, LinkedIn Today is an option, that is turned on automatically right at the top, right? And so when you do this, you can go in and instantly have great news sources and articles to share, because I know some of you are posting shy, which means that you have a tough time of thinking of something to say, so you don't say anything. Well, the challenge with that is you build a great network, and this is a way for you to interact and be in front of your network. Remember, the key here in sales and referrals is interaction and presence. Well, if you don't interact and you're not posting, you could have 500 or 1,000 people in LinkedIn, but if you're not putting things out there, they're seeing somebody else, right? They're seeing somebody else in the news feed. They're seeing somebody else share stuff. They're not seeing you. So again, value-based posting is huge. So you can actually put it out to your Twitter. You can put a nice link in there. You can make it visible to anyone in the levels of your network. And you can put a really nice comment. You don't even have to take a position on it, right? It will be interesting to see what happens. What do you think? It's a neutral position. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, Facebook, what the heck are they doing? Are they crazy, right? I'm saying, you know what? It will be interesting to see what happens. What do you think, right? And so Dan is asking, well, how do I do that? How do I put that, how do I put that article out there? Well, when you go in and you subscribe to LinkedIn Today, down here in the lower right-hand corner, you can actually select that I want to follow marketing and advertising, the internet, Harvard Business Review, Wall Street Journal, online media, real estate, and banking. And I can build this based on publications and areas of interest. So let's just say that I find this article. Well, I can go in here and first of all, I can like the article, I can comment on the article, and then I can share the article. When I share it, it allows me to share it to my entire network, share it with just a few people. So those of you that love to article pass to key individuals or CEOs that you're connecting to, I thought you might find this article interesting, and this is how it relates to your business. So we always talk about, those of you that have been in our workshops know we talk about relationship, rapport, and connection. This is a great technique, just like we used to when we used to email articles to people. The problem with that is their inboxes are just jammed. Okay, and they're probably not reading them as nice as the gesture is. So what you can do is you can pass that article along, you can share it with everybody, or you can simply email. Now, the reason we like the email in LinkedIn, typically people register their primary email account with LinkedIn. When they register their primary email account, we get an email that's in LinkedIn, we get an email that's in their inbox, and in most cases on their mobile device. So when you pass that article, it goes through more channels and has a better chance for them to see it, because you care about them and you want them to see this article and you want them to do business with you. Right? So it's another way to connect and be with that person. So think about how that works and how you can provide value. So you might want to follow industries and trends that you're interested in, or your target customers and prospects are interested in. So think about how that might work. And again, you can play around with this and expand it as much as you want. Now, we always say the ease of posting, but easy does it, right? 5-to-1, 7-to-1 ratio. I put ration up here. Ratio. You can tell I do these late at night sometimes. So 5-to-1 ratio in most cases, and it will vary based on the relationship you have with your database and the conditioning. So all of a sudden you come out of the gate, you have this new profile. Don't just be guns a-blazing and do 5 posts a day. Your network's going to be like, whoa, what's going on, John? Or what's going on, Mary? You know, I'm not used to getting all this stuff from you. And they're going to start hiding you and turning you off, right? But you want to provide value. You want to provide good information. You want to show that you're the expert and things that will help people before you even think about asking for the sale, especially from your entire network. So so make sure that you provide enough value before you start doing that. Again, 5-to-1, 7-to-1 ratio. Now here's what I like: the posting next step, the appointment setting conversion. So let's say all of a sudden you see a post on your wall, or you see something that's out there on the post, and somebody comments, right? So somebody comments and you thank them. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. Now what you can do is you can do what we call the conversion part of this, right? Flip on the like, flip on the comment. So when you do this, for every single comment that post that you see, or a share that you see, even if the person's not directly connected with you, and this is on the free version, you can basically send them a message. So you can highlight, send them a message, and then you can say, hey, listen, I really want to catch up with you, or I want to talk about this further with you. Do you have time to talk about this on Thursday morning or on Friday afternoon? What works better for you? Now, you've already had an interaction, like you're at a big networking event. So picture this: you're at a networking event called LinkedIn, and now all of a sudden you get some sort of interaction, and this can happen in groups, this can happen in the posts, this can happen all over the place. But one of the sales techniques, because now you're in the room, you're connected with the person, you're having some sort of interaction, right? So now all of a sudden you want to convert that to an appointment. So think about what that means. Now back to what Jimmy Z's asking about. So I said 5-to-1, 7-to-1 ratio. What is that compared to? Well, Jimmy, for instance, let's say Kent's putting out there. All of a sudden he puts an article, and then the second post for the week is he puts another article out there, and then all of a sudden he puts 3 articles blasting out his workshop, or putting something out there that just wants to sell his network, right? Well, we don't like that. We want to make sure that you're providing value 5-to-1 or 7-to-1 on the ratio before you ask for a sale. So thank you, in case I wasn't clear about that. And that's within a week, right? So within a week, you're at 5-to-1 or 7-to-1 ratio of putting value to your network before you ask for a sale. So does that make sense? Did I do that okay, Jim? Just want to make sure. Okay, so how much time do you have, right? So we always say the 20 minutes. And so Actually, I'll give everybody I'll give everybody a copy of this. Remind me at the end. We don't want you to get sucked into LinkedIn. There's very specific things that we want you to do in this time frame, right? So we're going to show you just like connecting. So you just connect to people. So like every Monday, we just do what we call in our sales training social ads. So on Monday we schedule 20 minutes and we just catch up on our social ads. So now I have all these business cards that are stacked on my desk, and I actually just pulled some out of my pocket from a couple of networking events. If I don't get to those, you know, the best practice is to ask somebody if they're on LinkedIn, is it okay if we connect? And then we add that person because we get that multiple connection to their entire network. But let's say we get busy, and we all get busy, and we forget. We said we were going to have a cup of coffee. We said we're going to catch up. You know what? Let's get together. We're going to do lunch. We had such a good time. We'll even do dinner, right? We had that connection with the person. And then we both got busy, and we just forgot. We didn't connect. So every Monday, you know, just put it in your calendar to add connections, right? To hold that consciousness, because those connections could be where your next $1 million account comes from, or your next big deal, right? Think about what that means. Well, you have to add that connection in order for that to happen. So make sure that you add those connections, okay? So that is a very interactive sales 2.0 thing. Now, remember how I said to also update your profile? Right? So remember I said update your profile, keep your profile up to date. Well, once you get into this, you'll notice that you put your education in here, right? And the education section has gotten much better in this new version. If you haven't been in there and you've put in your education, click on that and you'll be able to see, wow, all the people I went to school with, where do they live? Where do they work? What do they do? Are they connected to the account I'm trying to get into? I'm trying to get into JP Morgan. Look at that. Most of the people I graduated with or went to school with are at JP Morgan. I'm going to go call on my network, right? I'm going to activate. I want to get into Allstate. They're in my network. So think about that. Think about how your network, whether it's alumni or anything else, can actually serve you when you're going in and trying to get into these companies. After all, that's the ultimate referral and the best way in the door. It was funny, I had I was saying how I came from the high school today, and I talked about everybody had jobs because it was a career work program, an internship program for high schoolers. So when I go in and I'm talking to the senior class, it was funny, all of them were like my dad's friend, my uncle's friend, my cousin's friend. We all know this game because we've been doing it for years. Well, now with social networks, as we connect to the people and we maintain rapport and relationship with the people, and now all of a sudden we become more present with our posts and value-based, the referrals will start to flow in. I promise you. But what we don't want you to do is set all this cool stuff up, get busy, and come back in a month. We want you there even at the lightest level every day or every other day to take it to that next level. So think about that. So now, we have more people, that we can connect to. We can go into our into our Gmail and our Hotmail and load those up. Just make sure, you know what, Mike, thank you. So actually, great. So some schools have very strong alumni networks, right? University of Michigan, for example. And actually, there's a bunch of them. I can't even single out one school because I have some of my top producers spend most of their time in their alumni groups. In fact, I have two top producers that I know, Jillian and I want to say Burl. They do nothing. Mike says, not my school, not ASU. Okay. Well, Mike, maybe you can take that on. You can activate that social network, right, for that alumni group. So what you can do, though, is they live in there for their referrals. It is amazing that they get the majority of their work, and they didn't even know half those people in school, but they know them now. So think about the power of that. Now, again, you can add as many people as you want, but I want to know how many people add connections at least once a week. I have another poll that's going up, and I just want to know, like, how active are you adding? I want to make sure you hold a level of consciousness of at least adding some people once a week, and this could be inbound or outbound. So up on the screen is your poll. Look it. We are at 50% voted, and it's only 15 seconds. You guys are amazing. Imagine if you can do this in 15 seconds, what we can do in 20 minutes a day. So this is cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off at 30 seconds. Thank you, everybody, for participating. And again, if you lose our screen, just click on the flower on the bottom of your computer or across the stripe there, and you'll actually see our screen. You know, when you click on the flower, you'll see our display. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. So 66% said yes, 34% said no. Okay, now let's email some leads to ourselves. So Mike, I know you love this one. So what happens is we do this search, right? We do an advanced search, and we can search for people in our first degree, our second degree. We can search for CEOs. We can search for purchasing managers. We can search for, I could spend 2 hours on search. In fact, in some of our classes, we spend almost an entire hour in some of our modules in just the search space, because if you know how to make connections and you want to see how your network is wired, so you'll see just below this red box how this gentleman or how this lady is wired. I have 21 shared connections. These are people that I have that are direct connections that are connected to somebody else in my network. Isn't that amazing when you start thinking about how we're all connected to our next piece of business? Right? So now you start using the conversion techniques and the things that we started talking about. You can take any number one of these. So let's pretend you do a search. You go into an advanced search, and I just did an example here of I have a campaign that's running for an institute that works with personal growth, and then all of a sudden they want to see, within a 50-mile radius, the coaches want to see other people in their network who have personal growth somewhere in their profile. Right? So there were 9,715 results that came up. Now, when they did that, they go, wow, this is pretty cool. I can connect to people that are connected to people that really have personal growth somewhere in their profile, and they have an open mindset or a growth mindset, and it makes sense for them to do our next workshop or to take our coaching. So now we're going to start to develop rapport and relationship and add people or even reconnect to people we forgot about. So you get 500 connections, you're going to forget people. Now, this is a very good place for you to farm, and you say, wow, this is cool, Dean. I really like this search. Well, if you click on Saved Search, this search can now send you every week people that enter your network. Because here's the magic that happens. Let's say I'm connected to Kuldeep, or I'm connected to Nancy, right? And so Nancy, every week, she says she's adding people. Well, her people are adding people too. So if I'm connected to Nancy, Nancy's adding people. Well, what if she adds some people in this instance in personal growth, and they pop into my network, and I go, Nancy, could you introduce me to Yvonne and Kristen and Sharon and Steve? Do you know any of those people? I'd love to get an introduction to them, and I'd love if you could make that personal introduction. And Nancy's like, sure, I really don't know these two people, but these two people would be awesome connections for you, because I now have the visibility because it came into my inbox, and those two people entered her network recently, so I'm figuring she knows them. So she connected to them, she met them at a networking event, or maybe they're a long-lost friend. Whatever the connection is, I now hold a level of consciousness to that person that can now be delivered to my inbox. And so all you do is, when you do an advanced search that you really love, you save the search, you name it, and you say, send me a weekly email alert for these people that enter my world that I'm connected to, this great social network that I'm connected to. And you save it, and then every week in your inbox, you get a list of names of people that are connecting to your network with that particular criteria. It could be a certain company. If a company's hiring and on the move and you're monitoring it, you could monitor if you're trying to get into Boeing, and all of a sudden you want to monitor just people moving around at Boeing in your network. Bam. Or people coming into your network getting hired into Boeing. You can do that as well. So pretty cool. All right, I'll take some of these questions at the end. So very, very good. Very good. Okay, cool. So now all of a sudden I have this, changes in interaction, right? So now we have the shares. Now remember when I was telling you with posting when you can actually do the shares? Well, you can actually get all your updates, and you can network based on the updates that you get, right? So I was saying how you can search on shares, and you can do this in two areas. You can do this at the top right. You see where it says updates before it said people? Top right. And now it says updates because I changed that top option to updates. And I'll get you guys a copy of these slides too. So now all of a sudden you have these great updates. And let's say I'm looking for people that are posting things about coaching. All right, just throwing that out there, coaching. And I can select by first level connections, second level connections. I can search by company. All of a sudden I want to work with a certain group or a certain company on coaching, a certain industry, whatever it is. I'm searching by keyword coaching, and it found 50,000 updates, right? Let's go back. I can actually save that search, or I can just start interacting with those people. Right? So I'm not even connected. John Witt is 3 degrees away from me. If he's somebody I want to start being in front of and connecting with, I can maybe monitor him and start liking and commenting on his posts, as long as it's, authentic, but start monitoring and commenting on his posts. Maybe I even share a couple things, and then I can go in for the appointment because he's already seen that Dean DeLisle has liked his post or commented on his post. And again, you can work your way into companies, depending on what your model is, to actually be in front of those companies. So Sam, when we were talking about corporate accounts in the telco space, this is ideal for you to start targeting and hitting those companies. So this is huge for you to be able to go in and do this. And we can talk about in your session a few more options and ways that you can do this. So I'm excited to talk to you about that. So Sam was at our boot camp and has a couple of sessions coming up with us that are going to be amazing in his space. He's B2B space, and he'll be able to hunt very well in here for corporate accounts. So now business pages. Real quick on business pages, they're sort of new and exciting. Now we did a class just on business pages, okay? The cool thing is about business pages is you can now be visual. It's almost like a website, right? So now you can have you can list all kinds of services and products. You can have people following you. You can list all your people. Very, very cool. So you can also post updates. Now, did you know that for your company can have a personality and have posts as well. So it's very, very cool to be able to post things out there for your business. Right? So just like you could have a business page, on Facebook, now you can have a really cool business page on LinkedIn. Now the only downside is if we're a small business and we only have 1 or 2 employees to list, which is not a bad thing as long as people know that's who we are, then that is shown out there, because what it does is it connects the people in your company to the page. So if you have a company and you have a business page, make sure the people are connected to it. That means they have to go into their experience or their current position, and they have to attach to your company, right? So you want to make sure those people are seen in there. Now, careers is sort of is sort of a promo for LinkedIn to get you to publish your job positions in careers. Products and services, however, are where you can have products and services listed and videos for each of your products and services. Isn't that cool? So now you can publish YouTube videos, and you can have a whole host of information about all your services, all your products, right? And you can have, it's just like having a website. You can have links, you can have promos, you can have videos, you can have all kinds of cool things in those business pages. And so, again, if you need some help or need to talk to us about doing that, we've got some classes that you can run through, or some coaching we can take you through and take you to that next level. But it is so cool now. So now you have great websites with all this content. Copy and paste that content. You work so hard on your website, copy and paste it into the business pages and let your business be found on LinkedIn. So pretty cool, huh? Sam, make sure you talk to me about that too. So that'll be cool as part of your session too, is making sure we get your cool business put up on that as well. All right, so let's keep going. So now with the other thing is, right, so make sure your employees have good titles and good profiles and pictures, right, to make sure that they actually look good when people click on here. So because when they click on here, they're going to be able to see who works in the company. So make sure you see that. And I'll answer a couple of these questions in just a few minutes. Some great questions coming in today. Again, if you have questions, just type those into the questions area of the GoToWebinar taskbar. And I'm going to try to stick around afterwards a little bit, and we'll make sure we get everybody's questions handled since this is the last webinar of the year. Okay, so business pages, isn't that cool, right? So, so pretty cool thing. Now, here's your assignment, right? So fix your profiles, right? So that's how you get inbound referrals or people that will refer you. So, Olga, you know, let's say I want to refer you, and the first thing my people are going to do is they're going to look at your profile and go, Dean, this is awesome. Look at Olga's background. You're right. She is an expert. I can't wait to talk to her. But if it's not a profile, they're going to go, Dean, who are you referring me to? This profile doesn't really say what you said she's an expert in. So you feel the difference of how the referrals work and how they can work or how they won't work for you. Right? So build your network daily, right? Even if just one a day. You meet somebody at a networking event, hold that best practice, reach in your pocket or your purse, pull out those business cards and get caught up. This is the time to catch up. It's the easiest time. It's the holiday season. You can tell people to have an awesome year. You can tell people, you know, hey, let's get together. Let's have the cup of coffee. Let's catch up. It's been too long. This is a great time for you to have those ideal contacts and make that connection. Now, real quick, when you're adding a connection, you can also do what we call flipping on the ad. That's when you make the connection to somebody and then you decide to flip them on the ad. That means get an appointment when you're adding the person. So bam, you got a great business card. It wrote on the back, great person, have to have coffee. Oh my gosh, I forgot. And then tell them, oh my gosh, I forgot we were supposed to have coffee. Can you get together in the next couple weeks over the holidays? It would be great to see you again. Right? Think how that feels. Think how social that is. And when I say be social and be interactive, think about the posts that you might have put out there, the shares that you might have put out there that nobody liked, that nobody connected to. You can be that champion on the other side and be that connecting person that just likes something genuinely that somebody puts out there because they might have put some thought and effort out there and nobody else commented. But you could be in a better level of relationship and rapport just because you showed up and you were present and you commented and you liked it. So think about how good of a relationship you're in with your network, and in 2013, make sure you take it to the next level. Now, I'm going to make sure that everybody, because it's a holiday season, everybody already has the ebook. If you don't, make sure you go to forwardprogress.net. We're going to change that up. The ebook is on the main page. So forwardprogress.net, download the ebook. Make sure when you're planning 2013, go through all the 9 things. Go through all the 9 chapters, sit with your team, and plan out 2013 the right way before January 1st. We're also going to have a couple other, make sure you watch the website. We're going to have a couple of year-end blogs. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, and we're going to have some cool videos that we're going to put up there for you as well. The other thing is we're going to be launching, I know a lot of you have waited a long time for Social Jack. We're going to launch Social Jack in January. The developers are finalizing everything, and this is like, if you could plot your destination for sales, if you could put in your sales goal, I want to double my referrals. I want to increase sales by 30%. I want to bring this industry to our company. It's on the trend. It's on the move. I want my entire sales team to be going toward this industry and reach these sales goals. And then all of a sudden you said, well, what does your social network look like? So Terry, what if your network was the right network now, you're just not activated in it? Well, Social Jack would help you be activated and score your interactions and take you to that next level. And then it would also train and coach you. We have public training and coaching that you can actually do so that you can be at that next level with your network in the least amount of time. Remember, we just want you logged in 20 minutes a day. And so it's an interactive calendaring system that puts the schedule, the whole Social Jack schedule in there for you and tells you that on Monday you need to add those contacts so you can get 2 appointments, and you can kick up your meetings and your referrals if you just do this activity or this interactivity. Now, we're only letting a few people in. So we had a lot of people in our Chicago boot camp that were allowed in. We have some people that were at the summit that as long as they participated in some of our upcoming training classes, we're allowing them in. And it has temporarily, you'll have unlimited access to all the videos. So if you want to build a Facebook page, you want to build a Twitter page, you want to build a business page, you can go in there and watch the videos at an unlimited level. However, we're gatewaying you in. This means you cannot get into the public. You cannot buy a subscription until after we launch it to our students first. So those of you that are students, you're already in. And if you haven't received your information on there, please just connect with me and I'll make sure you get in there. So it'll be January 1st. It's kicking off. So watch your inbox during the holidays if you're one of our students. Now, let's say you love the social GPS idea, right? You love tracking your network and growing your network to double your sales. You like all that. You love the coaching and training and you want to be part of it. But you're saying, I'm not a student yet, Dean. How do I become a student? Right? How do I get in this cool Social Jack thing and maybe double my sales by taking a sales class? Well, we have a advanced sales class that right after the first of the year, right after you get done all your planning, you kick off 2013 right? You have January 10th at noon, January 17th at noon. Now, this doesn't include any custom training, but it does include unlimited copies of the recording. So if you can't meet January 10th at noon with us, you get unlimited access to that recording. You also get January 17th, unlimited access to that recording where we're going to show you how to convert sales online, how to build your sales plan and convert sales. What more do you need in 2013 in 20 minutes a day or less for your sales team? Sit in the conference room, watch this with your whole team. We don't care. We want you to share this with everybody. Very, very cool. Now, let's say you say, this is good, Dean. Can I also get Social Jack as part of that? Of course, because now you're a student. You've signed up, and when we launch in January, you'll have access to all the other recordings that are out there too. And we're going to constantly hold recordings and sessions. Now, we see some of our social media clients on here who do monthly social media services. You're going to get an announcement too that if you run pay-per-click or our social media services, you have unlimited access as long as you're a monthly client of ours to actually have Social Jack unlimited subscription. So you will be in the whole education center, and you can go into group coaching sessions that are going to happen on a regular basis throughout the month where you can go in and ask the experts. So just like you come in here, you'll have unlimited access to those sessions. We're going to be bringing in guest speakers that are sales experts, top sales trainers, top marketing experts. You see something you like, you get a free pass into that class, right? So you get 3 months of that plus these 2 classes for $99. Now, this is not one-on-one coaching. So Sam and some of the other ones have some one-on-one executive coaching coming. This is just the 2 public classes, the advanced sales classes. I promise you results. I promise you referrals and appointments if you can make it through these 2 classes. You also get 3 months of group coaching with other people in there, but you get our experts on there. 3 months of that plus unlimited classes, right, for that price. Again, we're limiting this because we already have several hundred people that are active students of ours and active clients of ours that are going into the program. And we want to roll this out the right way and pay attention to all of you. So there's only so many of us at Forward Progress. So again, we're going to allow this for a temporary time for you to go in. And so if you go into LinkedIn, Advanced Sales, .eventbrite.com. It's only $100. You can relax for the holidays. We'll send you some links and some videos to maybe watch in the meantime. And then in January, you kick this off the right way. You kick off your game plan the right way. And if you're part of Social Jack, we're going to have in there how to do your marketing plan for 2013, how to kick off your internet strategy for 2013. Things that people pay sometimes thousands of dollars to get, we're going to have the class in there. And then if you need additional coaching and training, you get it at a discounted rate. But if you want to participate in this, and I'm going to get to some of these other questions in a few minutes, and remember, if you have questions for 2013, like right now, I'm going to take some of those here in a few minutes. But if you want to get in, LinkedIn, advancedsales.eventbrite.com, you can get in as one of the students and really take it to that next level. Now, Here we go. So I have some questions coming in. You guys are amazing on questions, by the way. I have questions coming in from all over, and they're really good questions. Okay, so let me answer some questions. And before I do that, as people are staying on or jumping off, I do want to make sure that everybody has happy social holidays. I want to make sure that as you meet people that will help you with your destination or take you to the next level, your business to the next level, please make sure that as you're enjoying that company with them, that you remember to connect with them on LinkedIn and set that follow-up appointment for 2013. Don't forget that. Okay, yes, I'll put this back up on the screen, and here we go. So, Kent, you always have the best questions and the best challenges for me. So let's see. Some recommend working inward toward the target through the salespeople at the target company. Then the target sees you legitimately pre-connected and is more inclined. Yes, as long as it's done with genuine authenticity. So I love this approach, Ken. We call it the outside. You know, there's some techniques for the outside in where you want to get into a company, or the inside out, right? So you have a couple of allies, but they're not in the department or the section, you know, that you need to be in that company. So you inch your way into that company through those. And Kent, you and I have a session coming up too, so make sure we specifically look at mapping. Pick any company you want, and I'll show you how to map your way in the door to that company, or in the window, as we were joking about. So, but that's a great call. I love that technique, and yes, we do train that in the advanced sales training as well. Yep, I do have the link up there. Somebody was asking it, right? So the LinkedIn advanced sales.eventbrite.com. So let's see. Is it necessary to have? Yes. So the yeah, consider it a date, Kent. You got it. Okay. And Sam, don't forget, for you too. You guys need to be in some very specific companies with your telco. We want to make sure that you get in there. So, Kathy, is it necessary? Kathy, how have you been? My gosh, you just appear on a webinar. We haven't talked in a year. Is it necessary to have a website you can replace, that you can replace a website with the LinkedIn tools? Okay, so with a business page, yes, but I would say you still want an outside site. Now, I'm not sure what business you're in at the moment, but you are an amazing writer. So whatever you're involved with, if you guys can blog or activate your site that way, LinkedIn has an amazing hook into WordPress. And so that would activate that company page as well as the professionals in that company. But I would say take it to that next level. And I am going to hang around, so don't get scared if we're getting to the top of the hour here. I'm going to try to get everybody in. So here we go. All right, everybody's coming in with questions. So how can you make a business page update post that will be seen by the public rather than only by the few followers, right? So page, that's always the challenge, right? So that's why you need to promote your company and backlink your company with everybody and increase those followers. Now you have 500 plus people on your personal profile page. Do a share from your business page. Share your business page with your network. Right? You can also do a promotion in your network. In the sales class, we show you how to export all your contacts and then promote them back into LinkedIn. So now you can export all your 500 plus contacts into your constant contact, take your constant contact and tell people, hey, I have this new personal page. And depending on your business, you could have a promo or check out my new video on my company page, and you're going to get a high percentage of people that follow you on that company page, or just ask them to follow. And again, I want to get back to this because Paige brings up a really good point. If you're in good relationship or rapport, if you're in, and we may be sold out on the LinkedIn Advanced Sales Training, so if we are, just email me at dean@forwardprogress.net and tell me, Dean, listen, I want to get in that class, and we're going to probably open up a few more spots if we can. So just email me, dean@forwardprogress.net, and tell me if you are getting if it gets sold out. So I just want to make sure you guys are getting in. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're in good relationship and rapport page with doing good value-based posts and providing value to your network, you will always get a much higher response. Right, so those, you know, so those of you that constantly put out value, you blog, you put good information, your network will always respond and serve you back at a much higher level. So when you go to ask for that business page follow, it's going to get a much higher response. And it's a continuous thing. You have to tell people and drive people back there. And then your posts, make sure if you have a sales team or it's just a couple of you, that you share the posts from the business page to the main shares in your 500 plus people. Right? So now you have a technique where you're promoting that page out. So and depending on the business, give people an incentive, right? So, so right now only 3 people will see that, but I know that with your business you can get a lot more people because you have 500 plus on that personal page. There is no reason why they wouldn't follow your company if you're providing enough value. Now, so let's see. Yes, if I'm the business, how does business pages benefit people like mine? I'd just be copying and pasting my website. Well, Edith, maybe they haven't found your website yet, but they're searching in LinkedIn, and they're not going to find your website in LinkedIn. They might find you, but they stand a better chance of finding your business as long as you use the proper keywords and the proper descriptions and the proper great content to drive those people back in. Oh, yes. Okay, John, great. So, John, let's see. At the seminar, research how to get birthdays added to the contacts in an automated way through some of the social media sites. Okay, so John, there's birthday apps, not in LinkedIn because it's more professional, and it doesn't, as far as I know, Mike O'Neill's on with us today. He might know if there's a birthday app like Facebook has and some of the other social network sites, but really that's something that Facebook has really cornered. And what I'll do is I'll ask, okay, so Mike's saying there's no app. So John, I will ask, email me, dean@forwardprogress.net, and I'll put it to our social media manager, and I'll find out which birthday apps are working in which sites that we're aware of, okay? And then actually go like our page at facebook.com/forwardprogress, and I'll make sure we publish it there as well. Let's see. Yes, so yes, we do. So we do blog sites, we build blog sites. We even have a profile building service. So those of you, that want to stay in communication with us. So let me just see real quick by a show of clicks here. What type of communication? So for the new year, we have some new blogs that we're writing and new videos that we're shooting. So look at the screen right now. So if you had your wish list and say, Dean, I want webinars on corporate updates, policies and procedures, social media policies. I want small business updates on lead gen and you can click more than one here, right? So I think you can click more than one, right? I wanted, on additional just training on marketing and things like that. And we'll survey you for some other things, but you can click as many of these as you want. Individual updates and tips on lead gen, right? So I'm an individual, I'm a business professional, right? So that would be for you. Small business updates. And then for our corporate folks, we do a lot of marketing, campaign, lead gen, integrated marketing, integrating email with some other things. So make sure that you click on what you need so that we're publishing these things and you're seeing them. And again, stay connected on our social network sites. So let's take a few more. Yes, so profit sharing basis to market and sell human resource development assessments and products, books, and videos. So Terry, yes, you'll probably want to talk to Jerry in that department. Jerry works with us in that sort of, our collaboration and partnership area. So if you want to just email Jerry at forwardprogress.net, and if you want to collaborate or partner with us, he could definitely have that conversation with you. That's Jerry, Jerry, at forwardprogress.net. So great. So we have everybody that's clicked on the type of information they would like to see more of from us, whether it's corporate, small business, individual, or just some additional training, because we're shooting videos through the holidays while all you guys are wrapping and unwrapping presents. So we want to make sure we're going in the right direction with some of this. Okay, good. So with that being said, let's take a couple other questions. So related to any more, and then type those in. So let's say you could ask any question in the world regarding, like, Dean, should I do Pinterest? It doesn't even have to be LinkedIn. It's related to sales and marketing in 2013. So ask any questions that you want from us right now so that maybe we can help you or guide you. And again, let's make sure I put this up here. Yes. So LinkedIn advancedsales.eventbrite.com. And again, if you are getting, I can't see the other screen, so if you are getting sold out on that, let me know, and then we'll make sure that you get to be part of that. How can I move my jobs to the order I want? All right, Rick. All right, let's get a screen up here. I'll get a live screen going here. Okay, see if I can get this screen up. There we go. Let's go to LinkedIn. All right, Pat, that's an awesome one. Does LinkedIn have a customer service number or email? Yes. So go down here in the lower left-hand corner, and where you get into the Help Center, you can actually go to their customer service and email LinkedIn. Now, I'm not going to guarantee you a response, and Mike and I always have varied discussions about this, but yes, they will. So, they will respond. We do get them to respond. You might have to email them more than one time. Okay, so back to moving. So let's go to my profile. So you'll see where I listed that in my current, my current status here, right? You'll see my SlideShare slides. See where I was saying about SlideShare, how you can be visual, right? And down here in my experience, I have founder and CEO. I have instructor because I have this course that I developed in LinkedIn that's taught at the graduate school at UIC. So I have this, University of Illinois at Chicago. And then I'm also a part of an investment group called OFI Holdings. Oops, don't want to go back there. So I'm part of an investment group with OFI Holdings. So now, with that being said, I have these positions, but let's say, I want to go ahead and sort of reorganize. So I just click on there. Now I have the newer profile. If you have the older profile, there is a highlighted bar there, Rick, where you can highlight that and you can move that around, right? Now, one of the other new features on the new profile is you can add a video, image, or document or presentation related to that new position. Okay, so if I want to add my forward progress video in here, I basically click on that. I can add a link and take somebody to a video, image, or document presentation. Isn't that cool? So now those of you that have visual, you can add those images and documentations to each of those experience-based positions. Very cool. Now, what I like about this is you can actually just make a video and talk about your profile, so you can have the talking profile. Although I still like the visual representation that we get here in the SlideShare plugin. So that, to me, is huge. So. All right, let's see. I have a good-looking biz page on Pinterest. How can I get more followers, Jim? Well, Jim, it's about interactive, and so make sure that you follow, it's sort of the follow back game like in Twitter and some of the other ones, but you can actually, and this works, folks, with Twitter and some of the other ones, but if you follow targeted people that potentially have an interest in what you're posting, you're going to get follow backs. Also on Pinterest, don't forget that you can share all of your pins directly in Facebook and in Twitter, and that is how you can get the most. And then you can also have contests, just like we do for video, viewing videos and things like that. So we love Pinterest. Pinterest is pretty cool. And Sam's going, hey, what's Pinterest? It's Pinterest. Let's spell it so you can find it. Pinterest. But it's very visual. It's nothing but pictures and videos. So if you are graphically inclined and have a graphic company, that's where you want to be. Now, let me talk about that for a few minutes. I have another cool tip. I have a lot of people, so now I have a lot of people that have, training videos, right? So a lot of you do training. So if you do a training video and you don't want to give away the farm, but you want to give people a really good impression of what your company can do, you can actually take snippets of your full video, right, and either have a video editor chop it up or just record something short, using a tool like this, a GoToWebinar or something like that, or you can use Camtasia, or there's all kinds of recording devices on your computer. Do a small snippet or a sample and put that up here. Right? You can put that up here either on a slidecast on LinkedIn, or you can go into the experience section and now load this up. But now you can put it on Pinterest, right? You can put it on Pinterest, or you can put it on YouTube, or you can put it on all of them. Then you could tweet it out, and you can post about it. You can go, hey, check this out. We have this new little video short that can teach you how to whatever it is you do, right? So very, very cool stuff. So so think about that and how fun that is, okay? I just think that is just revolutionary, and we have everybody. Just so you know, I know a lot of you have only seen me speak. We have Megan and Caitlin and Jamie and Rick and Joe and numerous folks, Amanda and all them, making videos back, you know, at the base camp of Chicago for Forward Progress, making videos. A lot of them will be in Social Jack. Some of them will be available on the website, and we'll get you to that next level. So that is a huge, huge, huge deal. To actually give you more and more videos. It is our commitment to continuously fill that library. And then we have people like Jim Zawiski and other partners out there who are subject matter experts that are going to be contributing into Social Jack with their videos. Let's take some more questions. So, being from Boston, I would like to acquire 3 business consulting clients in Chicago. Is that all, Dan? But yes, we can help you do that. So what is the best strategy for finding clients in need and then referrals? Well, so being from Boston, I have a lot of friends in Boston. I love that town. So so you can take your folks in Boston and take your old connections, and they are connected to people in Chicago. So the first thing I would want to do, you know, the first thing I would do is I would do an advanced search. So let's just pretend I'm doing this, right? So I would go into LinkedIn, and I would do an advanced search. Now, let's just say, you know, I just moved to Boston, and I want to find how many people are in my Boston. So Dan, what's a Boston zip code so I don't have to look it up? Give me a quick, give me a Boston zip code. Real quick. There you go. 02111. Okay, so let's pretend Dean's moving to Boston. Yay, I love Boston. So I moved to Boston, and I'm like Dan, and I want to pick up and see how wired I am to Boston. So give me a 50-mile radius. Even though I love the city, I hate driving in Boston, but give me a 50-mile radius. I'm going to have a limo or a taxi. All right. So within 50-mile radius, I have 1.8 million people. Anyway, that's too many people for me to think about, but what I'm noticing is I've made some first-level connections. Let's pretend I don't have any even though I have 31 first-level connections from all my travels and connections there, but let's say I just want my second-level connections. Now I have 28,283. You see that, Dan? Second-level connections. I can start getting selective here. I can determine what industry I want. I could just do financial services. So let me just play with that. I just want financial services people in Boston. See, let me look at here. Michael Ross. Who do I know that knows Michael Ross? Ron knows him. So I could contact Ron and get into a whole new level of relationship with Ron. And chances are, I know Ron, and so chances are Ron can connect me into Michael or somebody like Michael that I want to get in and do that business with. Now, I could also look at certain companies, right? So if I just want to get into Fidelity, who's my 76 peeps that I want to try to plug into Fidelity, right? Now, you'll notice here that you can do all kinds of levels of searches. I can look for people that currently work at a company or previously worked at a company. So I have that all kind, you know, that type of search. But that's what I would do, Dan. In fact, when I travel, I'm heading out to LA in a few weeks, and the first thing I'm going to do is see who's in my network that are the best connections for me to have by the airport or by the hotel, and I'll do a 10-mile radius, and I will search my connections here and actually start tuning in to my LA network and start paying attention to them. And then I may start even liking them and commenting or having conversations online before I even reach out for the appointment as I'm approaching that trip. So just in case I go back out to LA, I have a couple real solid relationships and connections to take to the next level to get those referrals for the consulting business. Does that make sense, Dan? I mean, I know we can't do a full training on this, but at least that's where I would start. That's where I would get that. Yes, of course. So Dan wants the short version. So he goes, could you recommend 10 companies you know that are looking that will pre-sell me in? Then he can just close them. Yeah, that's good, Dan. All right, we'll talk offline. Let's see. My company has been long overdue for a website. Would you consider a company website to be more important than presence on social networks like LinkedIn and or Facebook? And two, Are the two completely different? Yes, they're completely different and important. So Eric, love to talk to you about that offline, but I'm telling you, as part of your search engine marketing strategy, this is for everybody. Search engine marketing, Sales 2.0, Web 2.0, Web 3.0. This is so doable. You don't have to spend as much as you used to activate your websites. You have to be socially active, socially connected, and you actually have to put those things together. So just think about what that looks like. But Eric, yes, I'd love to talk, and they're equally important because they work together to help you surpass your competition and get found. We help small to medium-sized businesses, and I shouldn't say this, I might have some of my larger companies on here, but help surpass their competition all the time, just by doing some of the things we shared today. But there's a full equation to this. But read that ebook too, the 9 things. I'm telling you that is huge. How would a contact, this is from Edith, how would I ask a contact to introduce me to a shared connection? That's what okay, yes, I love this question. Okay, so let's say I want to do this. Barbara knows Shyle, and I want a connection here, right? So I'm not going to just connect to Shyle. I need an introduction. Now, there's a method here that I do not like and I do not use. Mike, I'd be curious if you're still on, Mike O'Neill, just if you use this, but this get introduced, I'm not a huge fan of it because I'm a very social person, but you can have it where Barbara can introduce you electronically. I don't operate that way. I know a lot of people do, but it's just not my style. I would rather go, because I'm connected to Barbara, I would rather go and reconnect to Barbara, send her a message, or go to her contact information, get her on the phone, and actually just reestablish rapport and relationship and talk about the connection that I want, because she might have a better connection for me. But I'm telling you, if I'm not in a good relationship or good enough, connection with Barbara, is she just going to throw me like that electronic intro? And how good and how far is that going to go? I don't know. I just don't see as many of those converting, and we track a lot of this. But Mike might have a different opinion on this. Mike, are you still on? Do you have any thoughts on that? But really, the electronic referral intro thing is not as, to me, as connecting, as powerful, or doesn't convert as high as the getting on the phone and let's talk to Barbara, let's reconnect to Barbara, even if you can't have a cup of coffee, catch up, make it personal, and then ask for the referral personally. So, and then make the introduction, make an email introduction, right? Or pick up the phone and do a 3-way call. Yeah, so Mike agrees, less useful nowadays than it used to be. So I agree. So I just think it needs to be personal. So any questions that I forgot or didn't get here, I want to make sure I get everybody. Okay, good. So last but not least, last poll, are you excited about 2013, everybody? Up on your screen, tell me yes. Come on, we've got to be excited about new sales, social media, the possibilities. Some people are not sure yet. Well, we want you to be sure. So hopefully you'll join us in Social Jack, and you'll join us in our advanced training. And if not, we'll look forward to serving you like we did this year, next year. And I just want to wish everybody a fabulous holiday season. There's my happy social holidays. And please remember to connect to people. And the message that I gave in the beginning about watching out for our youth and our kids online, please be connected to them, watch out, guide them, be good, social coaches, and helping them look out for people. And if you see somebody that's troubling or in trouble or posting some troubled thoughts, maybe it's time to reach out to them or reach out to somebody that they know and just sort of show that you care, So let's help each other out there, and not, I know we're all trying to generate business, but let's be good social citizens out there for the kids and for ourselves and for our friends. And I wish all of you a prosperous 2013. I look forward to seeing our clients in your upcoming coaching sessions and classes. And we'll see everybody very soon online. Take care, everybody. It was great having you in class today. Take care.